One last thing I'd love to talk about. Apparently,
Go
what we need here in the UK is an all-female Brexit cabinet.
on.
Green Party grandee Caroline Lucas has called for an all-female cabinet to break the Brexit deadlock. I didn't know we had a Brexit deadlock, but apparently we do. She wrote for The Guardian, surprise, surprise. She's the MP for Brighton Pavilion.
Yes.
We need an emergency cabinet, not to fight a Brexit war, but to work for reconciliation. And I believe this should be a cabinet of women.
Yeah, she specifically said women, didn't she?
Yeah.
Just women.
She believes the proposed cabinet would topple Boris Johnson through a no-confidence vote and establish a temporary cross-party government in order to offer a second referendum on Brexit. Explains Lucas, who adds that she has reached out to 10 women colleagues from across the political spectrum at Westminster and Holyrood. Apparently, women are much better than reconciliation, much better at politics, less confrontational and more effective, just like Theresa May. Now, here's the thing. Apparently, we wouldn't have had Brexit if women were in control or had their say.
Oh, right.
The only thing I can
right.
answer that, if only women had been allowed to vote in the referendum, Graham?
I know.
Stay in the block. I mean, poor. Just over half, 51% of women voted to remain. 49% voted to leave.
They're the wrong women, though, Hayden. The wrong women.
The wrong women. So apparently, just women. That's what we need. Because the two female prime ministers we've had have been fucking darlings.
I know. I love that May has been so bad that she's actually made me think better of Thatcher. and I've never had any love for Thatcher, but she would have been better. She would have been great compared to May. 100%. There's an interesting thing about Caroline Lucas, though, and here's the thing: I don't agree with her stance on the second referendum, but I do usually really like the way she goes about things. I think she's got a good way about her. She tries to talk. She makes an effort to hear people she doesn't agree with and which she kind of has to do because she's the one Green MP. So it's not, she's kind of used to having to.
Shame she's so sexist, though, isn't it?
But then she got dragged through the coals for this sexist nonsense. But I'm really disappointed in her playing the politics, the identity politics game. Because the Greens are trying to get socialism by terrifying people about the environment, and that's what they should stick to that bullshit, not drift into identity politics bullshit. But when she got dragged over the coals for being a sexist arsehole, she did come out and apologise eventually, but the apology was for the fact that the shortlist was all white. It wasn't, and it was like, really? So the fact that there was, it was all white people, you didn't have the self-awareness to jump then. It's like, well, one needs to be in a wheelchair, one needs to be trans, no one needs to be gay. Should one be a man as well? Maybe. If we are judging off that, why don't we judge off fucking opinion and competence and all that? And what's the fucking deal with fucking socialists always saying, always they go, well, this isn't working. What we need to do is put all the power into the hands of a very small group of people. Don't worry, though, because we're going to do it right.
Well, it's like the way they always say, you can't group people, you can't stereotype people. It doesn't fucking stop them stereotyping white men, does it? You're all evil. So, do you know what? I've never had a slave. I've never voted Tory. I've never knowingly really hurt anyone that wasn't trying to hurt me. I genuinely, I've tried to live a pretty reasonable life. I didn't know I was the worst, the kind of potential rapist monster.
Oh, are those the references for having lived a good life?
They're a good start.
In which case, I'm going to hell, baby. Full stop.
But I do genuinely. I try not to fuck people over. I try not to do bad things. But you know what? Apparently, I might as well have done. I might as well have just spent the last 47 years raping fucking babies. Because apparently, as a white middle-aged man, I am literally the devil.
Can I just say clearly, I don't rape babies. just in case my silence gets interpreted as some fucking. I want to be clear about that.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting that is an acceptable thing to do.
No.
But
The,
considering how you're thought of as a white, I mean, especially you with your more racist tendencies,
I'm not
but
even slightly racist.
a white middle-aged male, you are the worst thing on the planet. I am directly responsible for slavery, Islamophobia, bacon, gammon, AIDS, everything. It's all my fault because I'm a white middle-aged man
Yeah.
and I am not woke.
And it is. It's intersectional. Intersectionality is racism. It is. I touched on that on my DSA video. I'm going to go much deeper into it on day two, because you can see it. You can just see the straight up, open racism of it. But here's the problem with Caroline Lucas's approach. She's like, well, we need women. So you just straight away, you're talking about it in terms of the thing. What she would have been better off was saying was, we need, two leavers, two remainers, two undecided, something like that. It's still a bullshit fucking thing, but at least there's a little bit of integrity there in
Yeah.
terms of getting this sorted out. But here's the issue: if you're going to play the identity politics game, you might get a little bit cred with certain people in the short term, but the bigger picture is she's standing there saying women need to sort this out. And what we have right now is a woman has been trying to sort this out for 3 years and failed miserably. And now a man has taken over and shit's actually starting to move.
It's just
getting
nature's way,
positive.
Grim. It's just nature's way, dude. What can you do? Remember, it's the old saying, innit? Go woke. Or get woke, go broke. It's the way it happens.
But here's the problem. The reality of the situation is Theresa May was a Remainer. She didn't believe in Brexit. She didn't want it to happen. It was a cross she had to bear. It was right. This is the will of the people, and I am going to do it. And I genuinely believe she does care about I do believe she cared about the country. I do believe that.
She was just shit at her job.
She was shit, but I do think she was trying to do the right thing by us. She thought it was a bad thing, but she understood. Blah 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 blah. But the reality is, a Remainer was in charge and fucked it up because that person, regardless of gender, didn't believe in it. Now we've got a leaver in charge. I mean, obviously he's a fucking turncoat because he was talking up the Europe. We've all seen that, but so what? By the vote, he was a leaver, and he was a strong voice for Leave, and he has been consistently. And he's in charge now. But so rather than it being a Remainer being in charge and then the Leaver being in charge, and that being the primary thing, Caroline Lucas has now reframed it. So the vast majority of people are just going to go, fuck off, you women, what were you? But then they're going to go, well, a woman was in charge, now a man's in charge. And it's like, well done, love. You've just tried to play the identity politics game, and you've done what always happens, in that you've just made people more misogynistic in their perspective of the situation,
100%. I just had to say, the DSA thing.
Yeah.
My favourite part of that, out of all the many, many ridiculous fucking things, was when she said that there is a stream of this convention without sound available upstairs. I'm imagining, for those who can lip read, I just love the idea that you're so sensitive. You've gone all the way to a convention to hear people speak, and like, do you know what? I can't deal with people speaking right now. I'm gonna have to. Do you have any way I can just look at their faces?
Yeah, it really got me that, and that was one of the many things. Like when I saw the clips, because a lot of people shared highlights, and sure they've got a lot of virility with it and stuff. But that one clip that I saw that was the hour highlights day one, that had like 300 odd views. No one's watching, no one cares, and I actually do listen to shite like that all day long. So I put it on and I was like, there's so much amazing stuff here, including that. And it's not just the fact that there's a room with a silent feed. They keep mentioning it. Like they're really proud of it. Like it's this breakthrough that they've got. Like, well, we've got, because they specifically had a room with nothing and then a room with a silent feed. There was two separate areas.
If someone needs a room with nothing at a convention, far be it from me to discriminate against these delicate, sensitive individuals.
Yeah.
Why don't they fucking stay at home?
Yeah. Or just go back to your room.
Yeah.
You're in a hotel. Go back to you know what? I need a bit of space, but not my bed. I just don't want to see my bed right now.
I know when I've been at big shows. I mean, I'm obviously not quite the same as some of these people, but let's say when I used to do all the guitar shows, if I was feeling fragile because it had been an exciting night the night before,
it does happen.
I would take myself away from the stand for a while, and there was always a cupboard at the back where they stored all the gig bags and things. and I would have a little nest and just have my little bit of quiet time for Hayden.
Yeah.
What I didn't do was go to the organisers going, excuse me, I think you'll find that we need a safe space where I don't hear or see anything that will upset me. And could I have a live video stream of the music show, but with no music, please? The music interferes with my psi waves and destroys my chi. And I get very stressed. And I go, no clapping, no smiling, no pointing, no staring, no speaking, no touching, no, just everybody stay away. Would everybody please wear these white gloves?
Yeah.
Everybody always, I don't want germs, and a mask, and a face mask. In fact, could everybody just be very... In fact, could everyone go? Could everyone just go and vacate the premises and just leave me on my own in the show so I can enjoy the show where nothing happens, please? Thank you. And then people are going, maybe we should... yeah, it would be more inclusive to do what these people want. No, it wouldn't. In any reasonable society, say, sorry, mate, you're a fucking head case.
Yeah.
Get out. Get out. Go home.